Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Karim Hajjar, Customer Success Manager at Insomnia Computer Solutions, a Microsoft Gold partner specialized in the cloud and in digital transformation. Today I'm going to show you how to get started using Microsoft Power Automate.
Microsoft Power Automate is a cloud-based service that builds workflows to automate time-consuming tasks across application and web services. If you want to have reminders, updates, and messages done for you, Microsoft Power Automate is for you. Microsoft Power Automate is an amazing tool with tons of benefits. Included in Power Automate are connection to Microsoft 365's apps and services like Outlook, SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, Microsoft Forms, Microsoft Planner, and Microsoft Teams, and connection to third-party applications such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. There is a big list of ready-made pre-built templates. Finally, anyone can create their own workflows from scratch with the help of an easy visual design. If you want to access to Microsoft Power Automate, open your favorite browser, enter the URL office.com, then after that click on Sign In. Here you have to enter your credential. After entering your credential, you will obtain this page. Go to the App Launcher, click on it, then click on All Apps, scroll down until you'll find Power Automate. Click on it. You will obtain this page. If you want to install the Microsoft Power Automate desktop application, you need to enter this URL into your favorite browser. After entering this URL into your favorite browser, you will obtain this page. Scroll down until you will find Install UI Flows and Power Automate Desktop Preview on your device, and you will find here Download the UI Flows install. Click on it, and after that click on Save File. The file will start download. Once the file is downloaded entirely, we need to install it. We need to double click on the setup. Click on Run, and after that click on Next, and here we keep the default settings, and we need to tick here for approving the install. Click on Install. So as you can see now, Microsoft Power Automate Desktop is already installed. So click on Close, and we have here on the desktop the icon. You can download and install Power Automate for smartphones, either for Android or either for iPhone. So if you have Android devices, you go to the Google Play Store, search for Power Automate. Once you will find this page, click on Install. And if you have iPhone, open your App Store and search for Power Automate and install the application. For this demonstration, I'm going to create a simple document approval flow using Microsoft Power Automate and SharePoint. For this purpose, I'm going to create two channels in Team. So let's switch to Microsoft Team, and I'm going to create a channel here. Add channel, approve. That's the first channel. And I'm going to add one more channel, pre-approve. And I click on add. You need to know one thing is that whatever channel we'll create in Microsoft Teams, we will have the corresponding one into SharePoint. So if we go to the SharePoint, okay, we will notice that we will find the folder approve created, okay, in SharePoint, and the folder pre-approve existing in the SharePoint. And as you notice, I am the owner of these two folders. Okay, now let's switch to Microsoft Power Automate in order to start creating the flow. Let's start creating our flow. So this is the home page of Power Automate. We go to My Flows and we will select New here and Automated from blank. We will have this dialog box. We can click on Skip for the time being. We will go to the editor where we need to decide for the connectors and the triggers. Just want to remind you that the automated flows that we are going to create will be a simple document approval. Okay, so the application that we are going to deal with will be SharePoint, so I click on SharePoint, and here we need to find out the trigger. Okay, so the trigger is an action. Okay, so what happens is that the flow is going to monitor any document that will be added to either the pre-approved folder. Okay, so any file that will be created there, okay, it will generate a trigger, so where after that we need to do an action. Okay, so the trigger that we are looking to is when a file is created or modified. So we type this into the search bar, and we are going to select this trigger when a file is created or modified, properties only. Okay, so we will obtain this page. Here we are going to decide which SharePoint folders we are looking into. Okay, if you will not find your SharePoint that you are looking into, okay, you can click on enter custom value. Okay, and we are going to copy this URL of the SharePoint. So we'll copy this one here. Okay, so the SharePoint library will be documents. Okay, and here we are going to select the folder. Okay, it will be on the shared documents. Click here on the right arrow and we will select the pre-approved. Here we go. The first part of the flow is going to check when a file will be created or modified. So he's going to check every time. Okay, and we need to tell him what to do next. Okay, so we are planning that once the flow will recognize that a file will be created or modified, to get the approval. So let's do that. So we click on new step, and here we will search for approvals, and we will use start and wait for an approval because we need to get the approval from the manager. Let's decide now for the approval type. We click here on the drop down list. As you can see, we have different possibilities, and we are going to choose first to respond. So later on we will select the list of person. So the first one from the let's say the top management, okay, if one of them will accept that, okay, so we will consider that the approval is done. Okay, so let's select first to respond. Okay, here we will mention the title, so it will be document approval, and here we'll define the list of person that they are going to either approve or reject the document. Okay, I will put myself, and I will add another one. Fine. Okay, then here we need to decide for the item link, okay, because the top management needs to have access to the document. I just want to remind you that we have used SharePoint, so we need to get it from this dynamic content, and we'll scroll down until we'll find, or we can search for it here, its link to item. Okay, so now the manager has to decide either he will approve the document or he will reject. Okay, so we need to make a condition. Okay, yes and no. So we click on next step, and we select here as a control, we select condition. Now we need to here decide for the choose value. Okay, so we are looking for the outcome of the approval, so we select that, and we'll choose here the value of approve. Okay, now the flow, we need to decide for the yes what to do, and for the no what to do. Let's start with the branch of the yes. We click add action. So in case the yes is selected by the manager, we are going to search for Outlook here, and we select Outlook 365. Then since the approval, we need also to send an email, so we select send an email V2. Since also in the no case it will be also an email, okay, so instead of repeating the same task again for the no, we are going to copy it. So we click on the three dots here, copy to my clipboard. In the no branch, okay, we click on add an action. Let's move that. Okay, we click on my clipboard, and we'll select the one that we have just recently copied. Okay, so as you can see, we have these two. Let's start filling the details of the email to be sent in case of the yes. So we are in the branch of the yes. We expand send an email, and we are going to send an email to the person who has created the document. Okay, so we need to identify this guy. So we click on add dynamic content, and the guy who has sent the document is the last one who has modified the document. So we'll select here modified by email, and we'll mention here in the subject of the email, your document is approved, and move it to the approved folder. Now we need to fill the content of the body, so we'll mention file name, okay, and we are going to add a dynamic content to that. Okay, if you don't have it, you can click here. Okay, and we'll mention file name. Okay, we'll select name, then we need to provide the link to the document itself, and we mention here link to item. Now the email is set. The next phase is to move the document to the approved folder. So we click here on the branch of the yes, as you can see. We click add action, and here we will just type move. Okay, let's scroll down. So we have different possibilities, move folder, but we are searching for the move file. Click on it. Now we are going to fill some of the details regarding move file. So for the current site address, we will select the one that we have. Okay, if it does not appear, so you have to enter it, but we already have it here, so I select that one. Then for the file identifier, okay, it's a dynamic content, and we need to mention here every file has an ID, so we are searching for identifier. Okay, so it's a unique identifier, but don't select ID, we need to select identifier. So the destination site address is exactly the same one, and for the destination folder, we click here on the show picker, and we'll select shared document. We click on the right arrow, and it will move to the approved. Last thing we need to define for the move file is if the file is already there, we need to decide what we need to do. So in that case, if the file is already existing, so we will mention move with a new name. So the branch of the yes is finalized. Let's move to the branch of the no. We finish it with the branch of the yes tree. So let's move to the no branch of the tree, and we select the send email. For the two, we are going to select a dynamic content, and we will send to the guy who has lastly modified the document, so it should be modified by email. For the subject, okay, we'll mention your document is rejected, you need to address the comments and resend. Okay, in the body, for the body, okay, we'll mention please review your document by considering these comments. Okay, so we will insert here the response comments, okay, in the dynamic content, so it will add the comments added by the approve. Click on it. Fine. Let's change the name of our flow. So we'll scroll down and we go to the top, and here instead of untitled we're mentioning document approval. And to avoid any loss of all what we did, we click on the save button here. So if the save will be successfully, it means that there is no error. We can double check by clicking on the flow checker here, and as you see we have no errors and no warning. That's fine. Let's test this flow. So in order to do that, we click on test here, and I will select I'll perform the trigger action, and we click on test. Now we need to perform the trigger, so we need to upload the document in the pre-approved. Okay, and I select upload files. I will select the file. So the file is uploaded. If we will switch back to Power Automate, we will notice that it's telling me that your flow is running. So normally I should receive an email for approval of the document. If I will go to the Outlook, I will notice that here I can see I have received an email, okay, saying is asking for document approval. So this is the link. If I want to check it, I can click approve, and I can click here the comments. Well done. And I click on submit. So normally I should receive another email. Okay, so it's telling me here that your document is approved and moved to the approved folder. If we'll go back to the SharePoint and we will go into the folder approved, we will notice that the file is shifted because it is approved now. In case that I would like to modify the flow that I have created, we go from home, we go to my flows, and we'll find the flow that I have created here. Okay, so what I can do, I can click on edit, but if I click here on the three dots, I have more commands. Okay, so of course I will have edit again. I can have the share, save as, send a copy. I can also export it as a zip, and of course I can delete that. Okay, so if I want to edit again, I click on edit, and it will open the flow that we have seen previously, okay, including the condition and the yes and no. We can create many flows based on the templates. We have a big number of templates that are ready-made that we can use. So I am back to the Power Automate homepage, okay, and we can see here some of the templates that I can access and the popular services that we can use. As you can see here, we have used SharePoint and Office, but of course 365, and of course we have a lot of other popular services that we can use: OneDrive, Twitter, Dropbox, Dynamics, Yammer, and so on. If we click on templates here, we can see the list of templates available, okay, and here they are being categorized, okay. So here we have all flows. We can click on featured, share it with me, remote work, approval, mobile here, events and calendar. So all of this I can use them, so there is no need to develop them. They are just going to be used, okay, by just sometimes filling some of the information in order to be used.
I hope you got useful information about Microsoft Power Automate. Hope to see you soon. Thank you so much and have a nice day.